สวัสดีครับ Melodius Deite Band
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีท่านผู้ชมนะครับก็วันนี้อยู่กับวงดนตรีวงไทยนะครับที่ก่อตั้งโดย Big นะครับแล้วก็ตอนนี้เป็น New Section Musician ทั้งหมดเลยโอเค for the first one please introduce yourself
I'm Ollie Bernstein from Illusion Force.
Okay this is a great band
Thank you so much.
I am Max Cruz from Questbound, and I play guitar in Questbound.
This is another great band too.
Hello, I'm Kota Mikawa from Iantuk.
Yeah. So you know this band, Thai people know this band very well.
Thank you very much, Copen Crop.
โอเค นี่ก็คือสมาชิกทั้งหมดนะครับแต่ละคนก็มีที่มาที่ไปนะครับแล้วก็ครั้งนี้ก็มารวมตัวเป็น Melodius Deite นะครับถ้าถามบิ๊กว่าบิ๊กเป็นคนก่อตั้ง Melodius Deite มาเนี่ยตั้งแต่ปีไหนนะ
ก็เริ่มแรกเลยก่อตั้งมาจริงๆก่อตั้งมานานครับตั้งแต่แบบ2004 2003เนี่ยแต่ว่าซีดีที่ออกมาครั้งแรกเลยที่เป็นแผ่นรวมศิลปินไทยญี่ปุ่นตอนนั้นออกมาตอนปี2007ครับแต่ตอนนั้นยังเป็น Melodius เฉยๆแต่เรามาเปลี่ยนเป็นMelodius Deite ตอนช่วงปี2012ครับ
แล้วก็วันนี้นะครับ Melodius ออกอัลบั้มชุดใหม่มาเป็น Demonology นะครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยววันนี้เราจะมาคุยถึงอัลบั้มชุดนี้นะครับ Okay today we will talk about this album and how you play about the live performance in the studio or something blah blah blah. Okay, let's start from the first question. For the last year, Melodius Deite have some chance to play Master of Rock. How do you feel? What has happened about it?
Masters of Rocks. I got the contact from some good concert promoter and organizer in Europe, and we have a good chance to play there. Yeah, it was a super amazing experiences. We met with a lot of good bands, good musicians, and also the crew, the team, and all the how to say all the people who are involved at these festivals, and it's quite a good experience, and also it's like my dream come true. Yeah,
it seems like the legend festival. So because there is so many great band like Halloween, like Dream Theater, like Excess.
For example, at Masters of Rock, we have a chance to play on the same stage with the band like Europe, you know. Yeah, that's so amazing.
This time Kota didn't play. But Ollie and Max,
yes.
How did you prepare yourself before the very big concert?
How I prepared, I would play the instrumental tracks and read the lyrics while I sing, and this was every weekday after work back in America. So just practice every day for a month. For months.
4 months. Okay, Ollie.
Yeah, probably similar to Max, just practice as much as I can. And at the beginning when you're practicing, your brain will remember the notes, but I need to practice until my fingers remember the notes, so that if my brain is off, my fingers know what to do. I think that's the best way for me to prepare.
I have some chance to watch it on YouTube. It's a very cool thing.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
This is very more powerful to perform. Okay, for this year, you will play it again.
Yeah, but this year in Czech Republic, it's not Masters of Rocks this time. This time is this called Metal Fest Open Air in another province of Czech. Is held in Pilsen. It's as big as Masters of Rock, with a lot of great bands such as Demonology, you know this band, the dead black metal godfather, right?
Yeah.
And also the band like Sonata Arctica. The band is also our influence, you know. Yeah, and many more good band, you know, a lot of big name bands there, and also the less known band but good band.
For the next question, okay, for the Demonology album and for touring this time, okay, I will ask Biggie why you choose Max, Ollie, and Kota to join with you.
Alright, it's an easy question to ask, but let me think. Alright, first, I have to go back in time a little bit. You said you asked me why I choose Max Cruz. Honestly, first of all, I saw his YouTube cover of my song, the song called Nobilis. That song is a very old song, seen 2008 from our first album, Dream On, and I coincidentally found the video on YouTube. That's Max cover this song, and I listened to it, and oh man, this guy sing this song perfectly. I have to find him. Who is he? You know, and I find him. I saw his Instagram account on the description, and I contact him. And you want to join us? Something like that, and he say yes. That's why I choose him from that moment until this album and for the tour and so on after this. All right, and then to only actually I know him for a while from my band's friends, Illusion Force. You know, my friend Jin. My friend Jin. He is the vocalist of his band Illusion Force, and when we have to play on Masters of Rock, I think we don't have bass player right now. I'm thinking of him first because I know that Illusion Force is a great band, really great skillful band.
Thank you.
Then I contact Ollie, and he said yes. That's why he sit here. And Kota, Mikawa, sorry that I didn't contact you from the Master of Rock period, you know. But this Asian tour, I contact Kota because actually we know each other for a long time. We used to play tour in Thailand together in 2018, and we do a Japan tour in Tokyo together on 2019. Yeah, that's why I know him. And when we have to play Asian tour, I think of him first, you know. Yeah, then I contact Kota, and he say yes.
Okay, for the next question about you, Ollie, Max, and Kota. For the first time when you know this band, Melodius Deite, and first time that you listen to Melodius song, how did you feel about it? How cool Melodius?
はい、私はとても感銘を受けました。
Like he felt extremely inspired by it.
なぜなら私の音楽のルーツも、ドリームシアターやアングラといったそのプログレッシブのパワーメタルにとても強い影響を受けているので、彼の音楽性と私の音楽性が一つに重なって合致したっていう瞬間を感じます。
So his influences are bands like Dream Theater and Angra, same as Biggie. So when he heard Biggie's music, he felt like this is like somebody who shares the exact same musical influences as me.
Which song that you love for Melodius songs?
今回のライブではやらないけれど、私はセイント・ラファエルという曲が好きで。
This time we're not performing it, but his favorite is Saint Raphael.
Okay.
Yeah.
First time. So around when I first heard Melodius Deite, they were Melodius at the time, Deity. The very first album, I heard the song Novelist back in my high school years, and I loved it. It was really, the vocal performance is just outrageous. Everything about the drums, the guitar, everything is very fast-paced, complex, and the melodies are amazing, very catchy, and I loved it since then. Hearing the first album, two of my favorites, Novelist, After the Rain, and then some of the later albums, Land of Fantasy, Sailing Around the World, really good instrumental. It's so different, but good different, not just for the sake of being different, but very melodic and complex. And the later ones, St. Gabriel, such a good song, and very inspiring for me at the time. I play only guitar at the time in high school.
You play guitar so well. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
At the time in high school, I was very inspired watching Biggie and the other guitarist who was in the band play guitar. And at the time, I could not play that at all. And it was very inspiring to watch it and hear it. And I would listen to it all the time in school and when I come home. And
Yeah, so I never told Biggie this, but I didn't listen to Melodius Deite for a long time. Actually, when I was in high school, I knew about Melodius Deite, but I knew that it was progressive, neoclassical power metal about angels and the occult, and I was afraid that it would be too good because it's exactly the same as me. Everything I write is progressive neoclassical power metal about angels. So I was afraid to listen to them because if they were better than me, I would be so jealous. So for a long time, I never listened to Melodius Deite actually. But when I finally did, when I was invited on this tour, because I knew Jin was performing on this album and we had a connection there, I was like really excited to finally listen to them because I had to play the songs. So when I heard it, I was really, it was as good as I thought it was going to be. It was like really incredible, like wonderful musicianship, wonderful songwriting, and probably the one that Max said, Saint Gabriel, is definitely my favorite. That's like, it's a song I wish that I wrote. So good, yeah.
Okay. Let me talk about your new album, Demonology.
Yes.
What is the concept for this?
This album actually, I'm the guy so into the biblical story, you know. But actually, I'm not Christian or anything like that. But I love to read the story in the Bible. A lot of the stories there inspire me to compose the music, you know, to think about the concept of the album. So Demonology is one of that. It's about you know, there used to be archangel, you know, Lucifer, you know, the main character in the album is Lucifer, and I how to say, metaphor it to my my own life experience, and I put it into each song with all of the characters in the album, like the vampire, the werewolf, the witch, you know, the banshee, all stuff like that. Many people see all these characters like a bad guy, but for me, I think actually maybe they are not bad guy, but it's because people look at them, people told that they are bad, but actually maybe they are not bad.
So many songs in this album is so different from your previous album that you have Yamabi to sing in this album, because Yamabi he sings another way.
Yeah,
it's so different from the original style. Why you choose Yamabi? Let me talk about
about the previous album, the Elysium album. Actually, in that moment, I'm also finding the new vocalist too. Intends to ask him. It's because when we have a tour in Japan, in Osaka, we also share the stage with Yamabi. Also in Thailand in 2018, we also share the stage with Yamabi, and it's like we both admire each other, you know. And I just say, you know, just it's like not seriously say, but hey Yamabi, do you want to sing my new album, something like that? And he say, oh Biggie, Yamabi said that, you know Biggie, yesterday I talked with my guitarist that the guitarist told him that, hey Yamabi, I think you should sing with this band, you know, someday. And Yamabi said that, oh, it's like my dream come true. You asked me this, and then it goes smoothly. Yeah.
Okay. And why you choose Yamabi to sing in the maybe death metal style?
I'm the guy who want to how to say.
He so scream in your
the previous album. I want to how to say experimental about the music, you know. I thought for the Elysium album, I want to put something more heavy into the sound, you know, to the overall sound. And I think the death metal thing, like growing, you know, the throat voice, that should be fits perfect with the concept of the previous album, because the previous album Elysium is about 7 deadly sins, you know, and the growing voice is like a, you know, bad side of people, you know, and the clean voice is like good side, you know, to fight with the sins, something like that. Yeah, and I decided, maybe you should sing grow voice too, and also the clean voice.
For this album, the Demonology, you
Yes.
change everything. Can I call this about opera, metal, symphonic,
Yeah, you can call it
progressive, something like this? You mix everything.
Yeah, you can call it in short like a metal opera, like a Fantasia. You know this band, right? Actually, if compared to the previous album, it's kind of different, but it's still in the power metal field, you know. But this album, we do it more neoclassical, more epic, more melodic stuff. Yeah, like a movie kind of stuff, something like that, movie soundtrack. You can see that in the album. We have we have so many instrumental songs. Some song is just symphony orchestra songs only, something like that to connect each song like you see the opera from the first song to the end, like a big opera stuff, like you watching the Odyssey opera or something like that. But it is about demonology, about the character that I told you before, Lucifer, and he struggle life, he cast out from heaven, and he want to go back to the heaven, something like that.
When Biggie write and compose the song, the whole song, and send it to you, Max, to sing in this album, how did you create your style into this album, or maybe you don't want to create something new or in your style, just only follow Biggie?
I had a guide for like vocal guides already for all of the songs, so I didn't follow them exactly to a T, but I did mostly follow the vocal guides, and I did add like my own flares to some things, like do like a vocal riffing or runs, like just tiny little section for like a second. There's like maybe a vocal run at the end of something, and that's more so just how my style. I do that a lot in just like the music that I sing, and I just added a little bit of it into Melodius Deite, and I was hoping Biggie would like it, and he did like it.
I like it. That's why it's in the album.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this album for the guitar part. There is so many songs. There's a lot of there is the great part of guitar, also rhythm and solo. Maybe can we talk about the 3 or 4 songs in this album? First one, Lucifer.
The Fallen Star. If talk about in the music theory field, for example, at the beginning of the song, I start with the E flat minor key, and then I change to the D minor key, but without notice. When people listen to it, it sounds like the same key, but it's actually key change. For example, I do this one, I play it slowly, no need to be fast right now. For example, right, and like this. And I do chromatic approach. 5 of D minor, and I play D minor, then go to D minor, 200 kDm. This one. Is the lick. For example, for the intro. And at the main solo, in the middle of the song, I do like just just good melody with the chord progression, right? Something like this. Very easy chord, right? A minor, F, C major, G, and I play like this. I do some arpeggio. What do you want to do? You see this lick, and I do like 2 octave. This one, and I do like F major 7. This one is right, something like this, and I do this one. Something like this. This is like a F major, C major, and I do like I put some sharp 4 note to sound like a Lydian mode, you know. This is also G and with the sharp 4. Yeah, something like this for the main solo.
Okay. Can you show the whole main solo?
The whole main solo, yeah. Something like this.
For the next, Witchery.
Visually,
How come the idea for this?
for the Witchery song, at the beginning of the song, I use the harmonic technique. You know, for the intro, it's like this, simple. You see? And I play 5/8. Like this for the intro. You know, nothing special, but it's quite a good idea. You know.
But this is a very good idea for 5/8.
Yeah.
And you change the
And-
time signature.
Yes.
again.
And then for the, you know, it's not exactly the main solo. It's like a solo, you know, background for the vocal in the song. I use just how to say minor pentatonic.
Okay.
But I do like this lick, you know. Okay, this one. Yeah, it's just pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
Another pentatonic scale that I use for the lick is right at the end of this solo, like this. Like this. Yeah.
Okay. For this song, it seemed like the female vocal is
Yes.
right.
Mhm.
It seemed like opera style.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. For the next, for the guitar part, Overture of Silence. This is a really cool song.
Yeah.
How come the idea?
I just play the thing that based on the D minor key, and for the intro, we have some time signature play, something like that, some unison stuff like. And we continue with the drum, something like this. But when you listen to the to the whole song, you will understand the idea better than just guitar solo, right?
I know.
And at the main solo, I do like just pure arpeggio. For example, like this, I will show you one lick for this. At the first chord of the solo is D minor. You see? Like this, and I sequence this lick to the next chord, like C. The first chord is D minor, right? The next chord is C. See? Same sequence. And then B flat. Something like this. And I continue with A minor. Something like this. For example,
Okay.
like this. But you can listen, it's better in the song, in the whole song, in the album.
Okay, let's move about metal things. In your opinion, what is the most important thing you have to play or compose the metal song?
OK、私はドラマーなのでメタルドラムは結構スポーツ的な要素が大きいです。
スポーツ？
スポーツの要素もあります。
はい、
その速さ、パワーなど。
As a drum, the way he tackles playing the drums is similar to how one might think about sports. Things like power and speed are important.
ただ我々がやってるのはあくまで表現クリエイティブなことなのでスポーツにスポーツすぎることもしない。でもクリエイティブによりすぎるとあまりそのメタルのパワーも出せない。なのでこの2つのバランスがとても大切だと。
As a metal drummer, there's a certain things he has to do that are similar to sports, but music is an art, so you have to have the creativity as well, but not too much of one or the other. Like a nice balance in between the two.
I guess when I write songs, everything starts with the guitar. Even if it's a vocal melody, I start the vocal melody with the guitar. When I write a song, I guess composing wise, I'm very much a visual person. I'm very visual, so I associate sound with what I see, and even like with playing guitar, I think more. I don't think in theory, I think in shapes. And I guess with composing, I picture scenery in my head or something, or either a scenery or something going on, and I just create the music from that. And for me, that's like really important to get the feel. Like if I'm writing a song, the stereotype of power metal, a dragon, I'm gonna picture a dragon, and it's gonna be, I want the song to be very big, very melodic, very powerful, something to portray that. Just something as simple as that, like, yeah. And that's like my main way of doing it. I think it's very, for me, it's very important because I find it gets the feel, because you're seeing it and feeling it first, and then it translates into the music.
Yeah, so I guess I don't really know much about all of metal, only power metal. Only symphonic power metal is the only thing I know. But yeah, I guess when approaching things like that, it's important to have a strong foundation of what you're trying to say with your music. Are you trying to describe a scene from a fantasy world, or are you just making music just to make music? But whatever you're trying to do, just as long as it's something that inspires you and that you have the intellectual tools to bring it to life via instruments and performance, then that'll pretty much take you where you need to go.
Right, for me, when I compose the music, I say my music, right? Melodius Deite song, I'm first thinking about the conceptual of the album, like which story I want to compose about, and then I compose the music to fit with that story, that picture, that image. Yeah, but also the music that I compose, I have to know exactly what I want to do, like that. And for example, it's like Mac said, when you compose song with dragon, you can listen to the music and you can see the dragon fly on the sky like that. Yes, the music can bring you to the picture that I have in mind, something like that. But I can explain that music in theory field too, something like that. Yeah, and the most important is it should sound good to the ears, Okay. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
That's the best answer.
Okay, for you, Biggie, you also as we know, you compose so many songs from Melodius Deite band. Yeah, all of the songs which happened from your first album until now. How is different kind of thing when you compose the song?
I think it's not so different when I compose the song, right? It's always, maybe I should not say always the same, but it's kind of the same every time. I always, the concept always come first. Sometimes I put the song name, like 10 song track list before I even compose that, For example, for example, this album, Demonology, I first, song number 1, Lucifer, the Fallen Star. Song number 2, something like that. Even I don't have any song in the stock, but I just write the song name first. When I look at the
big picture,
the track list, I can see the big picture that the first song Lucifer, and the end is this song, and I can know the all concept, all the story of the album, and then I start to compose music to support that story.
For this album, about mixing album, why you choose to mix at Spain with Lau?
Lau Abalan. Yeah. Okay, actually, we signed contract with the Spanish label. Yeah. Artgates Records, and Lau, he is the sound engineer of this label. So we think to make everything easier, to make everything easier for us, I think we go with Raul will be the easiest way, because they are already in touch with each other, with the label. The label CEO and Raul, they are also the good friends. And Raul is a nice guy, very nice guy. Very fun working with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of thing that you love the sound that they mix?
I think
Raul mix.
I think his signature is the powerful sound and some kind of the low frequency from his mix, something like that. And the another thing I like is I can hear all the instrument clearly. Yeah, that's what I like about the mix.
For the live performance, for all of you guys, when you get the song from Melodius, you change a little bit kind of thing in your own style, or you play for Biggie?
Like, do we play the song like exactly same as album, or do we do it
in your own style?
Kota. そうはい自分流のスタイルに少しアレンジは加えています。
He's putting a little bit of his own technique into the songs.
ただ自分のそのスタイルとその曲の方向性がマッチしているので不自然な感じではなくきっとさらに素晴らしい音源よりもさらに素晴らしいものになると思います。
As a drummer, he understands the music quite well and the direction of it. So when he puts in his own style into it, it becomes something somehow even more beautiful.
So for live, I am basically following this live is a little bit different because mainly with the new songs, because there's so many other voices in the songs, so I have to learn their parts, and even just being American English and then hearing English in a different accent because someone speaks another language, like even certain words on the album, I didn't say it with my accent, I said it with their accent, so it fits with how they are like harmonizing, so it was a little bit difficult because the vowels. So for live though, I'm singing it more my way because there's no other. It's not you know, it's live. You have more freedom. So I'll be singing it more like how I would sing it with American English accent, and also just learning from the last show. This is only my second show, like really like actually singing. It's much different from controlled studio environment where I have everything I need around me and I can just do whatever. But it's a lot different when you're live and there's people watching you and just whatever's going on. There's a lot of things you have to pay attention to. So learning from last time, yeah.
From Czech.
Yeah, from Czech. That was for me, that was so scary. I was so nervous, so nervous.
Okay.
But yeah, just learning from last time, there's like a lot of new things I will take into consideration playing live. Yeah, and singing the songs I will do a lot like on the album, but a little small adjustments to singing where parts in the album where I sing or where the other singer sings. Just picking and choosing which parts to sing for live.
Okay.
Yeah, so of course I'm not a main member of Melodius Deite, but I'm just a support person. But that being said, maybe similar to Mikawa, I understand theoretically what Biggie is putting into the chord progressions and everything. And the chord progressions are what I'm focusing on as a bassist. And understanding the neoclassical style too. I know when to add something that will complement the songs in the neoclassical songs to put it in a way that a neoclassical player would on the bass. But I would say probably 80-90% I'm playing exactly as the album.
Okay.
But when I have space to play around and improvise, I'll take that chance every time.
Okay, back to you, Max. I'm so amazing with your voice. You have so high pitched voice. Could you give me some idea or some advice for the audience about how to sing in the high voice and how to take care of your body and your voice?
Yeah, I would start with taking care of your voice. The most important thing, I think, first is always good sleep. Get a good sleep, because when you go in your sleep cycle, your body repairs itself. When you sleep, if you don't get good enough sleep, no matter what you do, you won't have the best performance. So sleep is number one. And then number two, especially singing power metal, a lot of it is high and you really need to have a well lubricated mouth and throat. So and relaxed too. So drink lots of warm water and lots of warm water, not cold. Cold will restrict your vocal cords. So yeah, sleep, warm water, and that's like the main. People have many different techniques for their voice. I do also added to those two things. Honey, I will just eat honey. And
so you are bear.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Do you eat honey? Just kidding.
I actually brought honey with me from home, from the plane. I put it in a little bottle, but yeah, I eat a lot of honey. Tea, chamomile tea, because it's relaxing. That works amazing. So those are the main things taken care of. How to sing high, there's different ways. I'm more using a newer way now where I sing more with my throat rather than like more from the diaphragm in the throat. Similar, I'm not going to sound like Yama B, but similar to how Yama B sings, he has a very powerful like voice. And where I sing on the album, it's more like, it's a little more nasally higher. But I'm adjusting to more of a throat style because I find for me it dries out my throat a lot less and I have longer endurance. Yeah, I don't know too much when it comes to like how to teach someone how to sing high, but
the more practice and the more the transcribe.
Yeah. Just real practice is huge. Like with anything in music. I mean, really anything, but yeah, just lots and lots of practice.
For the warm-up style, before you perform on the stage, how did you have the way to the warm-up?
So probably for me, it's more about getting comfortable with my fingers and arms. If I just get on the stage and pick up the bass and play, then I'll feel like some tension, like kind of stiff, not easy to move around with my fingers, and that might, won't lead to like any huge mistakes, but it won't be comfortable. So things like stretching and massaging your muscles and getting the blood flowing like just throughout, these areas that you'll be using like is pretty helpful for me, I think. And just being able to touch the bass in some way before getting on the stage. Yeah, it's important to warm up your body.
あとライブ直前にその場で11回跳ねます。ジャンプ。
He'll jump 11 times. 11回。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Okay.
とやると体の緊張がすごいほぐれるんです。
Yeah, so if he does that, his whole body will be more limber and easy to move around.
そう日本のホースレーシングのジョッキーがいつもこれをやっていると聞いて自分も試してみたところすごい効果があったので続けて
The Japanese professional horse riders will do the same thing. So when he heard that, he thought he'd try it, and now he does it every time.
Wow.
Okay, Max.
So like I was saying before, I drink a lot of warm water, relax the throat, and lubricate the throat. And I do. I don't want to spit everywhere, so I'll just do it for a second. You go. And the point of doing that, and you go higher and higher and higher to get the amount of air to come out of your mouth to make your lips vibrate, and that's the amount of air you will need to sing a vocal note. And that's the idea behind it. But I find it works, and it works for me, and it relaxes your mouth. And I do a lot of I'll pull down on my jaw just because you really have to open your mouth a lot to sing powerful and project. And I'll stick my tongue out and just pull down on my jaw, widen my cheeks, and I'll just yeah, basically that.
I just relax, before the show, and do some, all the exercise on the fingerboard, as much as I can before the show. Perhaps maybe 10 minutes before the show. But the most important thing is I have a routine, that I will play all the songs in the set list every week. Every week.
It's very important.
Before the show. And then when it's come to the show, before the show, right before the show, I will not feel stressful anymore because all in my head, all in my body. Just, relax my finger, just warm it up before the show, and then we can go good.
For the next question, for you, Big, form all of your song, Melodius Deite songs. Which song that you want the guitarist or musician try to learn and analyze?
But I think I want to go with the more compact song. You should start with that compact song first. I will not say that go to analyze the song Civilization, not that song, I think the song you should analyze, and it's also good for practice the guitar. Perhaps maybe Saint Gabriel. Yeah, that song.
Can you show it?
Saint Gabriel.
Yeah.
There is a part that everyone know this, circle of fifths. Yeah. For this like this. Right. And for example, this lick. See? It's like something like this. All I just did is just arpeggio, Yeah, something like this.
Okay.
Yeah, not so hard to analyze.
I know. I think it's really hard. Okay. For the next, for about the problem for the touring concert. What is the big problem for you when you touring concert?
I think for me as a Thai, first of all is a visa issue. When I have to go to play in Europe, I have to do visa every time. Not such a big problem. I can do that. And the next one is loading the stuff.
Okay.
I have to bring my guitar. We have to pay extra extra fees for the for the how to say the weight limit on the plane or something like that. For example, the band have concert in Japan in 2019. I even have to buy, the next seats for my guitar.
Okay.
Like I'm sit here and my guitar sit here like a one person here. Yeah, it's like that because that is a low cost airline.
Okay.
But if I go with full service airline, I can put it on the
Okay.
that. Yeah, something like that. And also the transportation in that country, we have to plan everything before, like 3 months before. For example, we have to rent the car, we have to book the car, we have to book the hotel in advance, we have to book the flight like 3 months before that. It's so many things to manage for the tour.
So the question is like, what is the problem with
Yeah,
touring?
what is the problem?
Everything. It's so hard, but it's the best thing in the world. We get to go to like so many different countries to do what we love as professionals. It's amazing, but everything except for that, so tough. Like so tough. We don't know the rules of countries we've never been to.
Okay.
Many countries we go to, there's nobody to show us around, or depending on what projects we've done or what bands we're in or who we're associated with. But there's so many things like the local rules, local customs, local language, so many things like that are really difficult that you have to think about. And of course, just moving anywhere, riding airplanes, riding trains, riding buses is probably like the toughest part for me. But the reward is also like the best. But yeah, it's tough, man.
I want to add some more. For example, when you have to drive, to the opposite side, I remember when I was in Czech, I have to drive on the left side. I'm so nervous, like, oh man,
You're so
will
fast.
I hit some car, something like that. It's so difficult at the first,
Okay.
but for when I'm driving it for a couple of days, I'm just get used to it, And also one thing for me is I always have the motion sickness, when I'm, going to the plane, I have to, take the medicine to prevent the motion sickness. And for example, the train in Europe, something like that. Sometimes they sit, in the opposite side with the direction of the train. I couldn't sit in that. I will throw up.
Okay.
I cannot sit that. That's also my problem.
Okay, Max.
I would say the most problematic thing would be travel.
Okay.
I do have a bit of motion sickness too, but it's mainly on the plane when you take off and when you land. The takeoff, like it's going up, you feel your whole body just like sinking, and I'm like, I always have this crazy nauseous feeling I'm about to throw up, and it's horrible. I hate that feeling. Traveling is, this is only the second time I've ever done it, but I would say just getting there and back is the most problematic part, and just getting rest too. It's really hard to get. The first time was really difficult, really difficult. It's easier this time, but it was really difficult just being able to get good sleep and feel like good and be able to enjoy the time fully without feeling like lagged out, and just being in a totally, because that's Masters of Rock was the first time I ever traveled outside of the US. So being in a brand new country, like Ollie was saying, you don't know the rules, you don't know the culture, you don't know the people, and you're just a little cautious of like, I don't want to disrespect anyone. And especially being an American, we have no culture. We have no culture, so that's why a lot of foreign countries will not like Americans so much, because we don't have it. We don't respect anything. So not actually, but it's we don't understand other cultures too well. So it's a adjustment you have to learn. And it's just a whole adjustment, and so far it's been amazing, learning other people's cultures. It's great.
そうね、ちょっとマックスと被ってしまうところはあるけど、やはりカルチャーの違いはいつも困惑することはあるかな。
Yeah, it's the same as Max is saying, like differences in culture will be the most difficult hurdle to overcome.
例えば日本だとライブコンサートの時はなるべく正確な演奏するということがオーディエンスから求められるけれど、
So in Japan, the thing that's most expected from the audience is that the people playing their instruments do so flawlessly.
ただ国によってはその演奏の正確さよりもとてもどれだけクレイジーでハッピーなライブをできるかっていうことが大事だったりする。
But in other countries, the audience might might not care if you make mistakes, but they'll care more about how much of a fun or interesting show you can put on. Yeah, just changing that mindset about how to perform is the most tough thing. Yeah.
例えばタイではなく台湾に行った時、私はちょっと面白いことをやりたいなと思ってライブの時に腕立て伏せをやったらとてもウケたよ。
何やった？
腕立て伏せ。
So, well, when he was in Taiwan, you know, he had more space to kind of be goofy and put on a show. So he did things like, you know, dancing around or like doing what he just did. I'm not really sure what that
Okay.
And another one problem is I think it's the issue for everyone. Financial for travel expenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a big problem.
More tour is mean more travel expenses. Yes.
Let's back to, as we know, Melodius band. Okay, I just want to ask about Biggie. As we know, Melodius band, this band from Thailand, from the Asia, same like Kota, like Ion Attack. What is the big problem that the band from Asia want to play the outside Asia? Maybe we want to play all around the world for the metal style.
First of all, I think time and also the job that they have right in that moment, you know. For example, if you work in the company or, you know, maybe you cannot go to play for long tour because your boss will say no, you know, because you can take a vacation more than, you know, just 1 week or something like that, you know. That means no tour. If you cannot take like 1 month vacation, something like that, it's very hard for especially the guy with, you know, that they have the main job, something like that. But for me, I teach music, you know, as a music teacher, I can find some, you know, some time to go for that. And another important thing that you have to save all your money for that, you know. You cannot spend with so many things, you know, because touring use a lot of money.
I don't know. Do you have any more obstacle to
Maybe sometimes it's language barrier, something like that. And also the exalted of long distance flight.
アジア人として何を克服しないといけない。それかなんかアジアバンドはなんかヨーロッパとかに出るにはなんか何の難しいところがあるの？
一番はやはり言語。
Yeah, the main one is language.
日本人に限って言えば、まあ、やはり私のように英語を喋れない、バンコクの共通語を喋れない人は結構多い。
Yeah, so seeing as he can't speak English, there's almost like no common language to communicate with other people. Like for example in Bangkok.
そうだからただそれさえ克服ができれば日本はアジアは十分に世界と戦えると。世界でもトップレベルの力を持っていると思うよ。
Yeah, なんか if Japanese people could just speak English, they would be able to have more of a they have the skill needed in order to make an impact on the rest of the world, but the language barrier is just too strong right now.
Yeah. For you, Biggie, again, so you were Thai musicians and you have so many kind of the member from so many different country, and also they are all guys, very excellent guy. What is the most important thing that you work with the great guy, same like this?
It may affect from the last question. I also answers. They have time to go with me. The first one, and then they can not exactly all, but they can also afford their travel expense. You know, I may help them some. You know, but they can also afford the travel expense too. And another thing is they all are so into the same kind of music genre with me. You know, it's like, we don't need to speak so much about the music to explain the thing. We just look at the eye and they know that this kind of music, how to play that music, how to perform that music well. Another one is the friendship. We work together as a friend. Not like a company, not like a boss. We all are friend, family. brother, something like this, and we can go for tour, do something together. How to say, happily.
Okay, for the next, who is the artist or the song that you listen to at the moment?
Like
Okay.
any band or
Any band.
like what am I listening to?
Illusion Force.
Okay. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
wait.
If I can promote my own work, that's no
Okay.
problem. Yeah,
Illusion
go listen to Illusion Force, everybody. It's all right. Like, it's we're releasing a new album with Frontier Records. I can't say when, but yeah, but that has been announced. We'll have it'll be our first worldwide international release, and I have my own solo project, OCODs, which I'm currently making a new album for. Probably the release date will be announced in the coming days. Yeah, check it out.
Who listen to now?
Who do I listen to? Yeah, that's probably what you wanted to ask.
Illusion Force. Sorry.
I don't listen to my own music at all. But I'm probably in the metal world. Probably my favorite band would be Merhen Station, which is a Japanese band with the guitarist Cafe Ole and singer Leo Figaro. Is probably my favorite. And what I've listened to most recently is maybe Twilight Force. I think is probably my favorite Western metal band that's not from Asia. I mostly like Japanese metal, but
Okay.
yeah.
Why?
Japanese metal?
Yeah.
The kind of chord progressions they use from an early age,
okay.
they're very distinctly Japanese. There's certain like secondary dominance and other chord techniques that they use in different ways than we usually do in the West or any other country. And for some reason, since I was little, it sounded more perfect to me than other chord progressions, like kind of like typical Western chord progressions. So that's why I moved to Japan, because I wanted to join that music scene.
So what I mainly listen to is Twilight Force. They've been biggest influence for me since they came out. Since I heard their first single, before they even had a full album out, I listened to them basically every single day since they came out. So they've been like a very, very recent like influence in everything I do musically. Guitar, vocals, composing, everything. They just totally changed the game for me because it was so different.
Another band, Questbound.
Oh yeah. I'm in a band, Questbound. We're very, very new. We have one single called The Fires Ignite that we just came out with, featuring Bill Hudson from North Tail, and he's also in Doro Doro and Morbid Angel. Yeah, featuring Bill Hudson, and I play guitar in Questbound, not singing, so it's very different. But still, in the same vein of power metal, we are more epic, symphonic, very much like Twilight Force. All of us in that band are inspired by bands like Twilight Force, Majestica, two of our biggest influences in Questbound. But yeah, I'm in play guitar in Questbound, and also a band I listen to all the time too, like on par with Twilight Force's Angra, especially the Edu Falaschi era. My favorite.
Okay.
影響を受けた
影響受けたか、話したいバンドとか、最近聴いてるバンドとかみたいな、まあ何でも。
そういうことで自分のプロデュースというか
でもいいし。
Ion Attack.
Yeah, like Iron Attack. プラスまあ影響を受けてるやつね。
まず影響を受けたバンドでいうと、先ほども言った通り、私はドリームシアターにとても大きな影響を受けて、今ここの場に立っています。
Yeah, so like the one that inspires him the most would be Dream Theater, which gave him, all of the musical tools he needs to be standing here today. Right?
そうだね。なんでまずはこうやって自分をもし多分ドリームシアターで出会ってなかったら、多分僕は今ここに立っていない。
Yeah. If he never heard Dream Theater, he would not be here.
I would say my first metal influence for in the power metal field is like band like Angra, Rhapsody of Fire, Adagio, Stratovarius, Halloween, Nightwish. But right now, recently, I always listen to extreme metal stuff. I think I watch YouTube video about extreme metal band almost every day. Yeah, the band that I listening right now is like Fresh God, Apocalypse, Obscura. Yeah, Obsidian is the band that come from Obscura.
Oh,
They split the band and they and they found another band called Obsidious. So many bands in extreme stuff like the Mubokia,
Okay.
Dark Funeral. It sounds so contrast with my music, right?
Yeah.
But I recently would like to listen to all the
Okay.
extreme stuff, something like that. But you know, power metal is still my in my blood.
Okay.
You know? I can say that.
Okay, for the last one, as we know, you are organized the great artists in this world. What is the most important thing that musician, guitarist, bass player, vocalist, drummer, or musician should pay attention, but they are not?
Okay, I think maybe if it's about technique and practice, I think people should not be playing the maximum of what they can play. They should be playing 10% over what they can play. They should play what they can't play. Because if they only play what they can play, they'll only play that forever. They need to push themselves. And I think kind of as an artist, what I would say is that music is very valuable, more than people think. It's a very important part of being a human. It's not just something for the background of movies. It's not just something that plays in the shopping mall. It's something like that is essential to the human experience. And it's worth doing just to do it. It's okay to just do music. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
メタルドラマをやるには先ほども言った通りとてもパワーとそのフィジカルが必要になります。
Yeah, as a drummer, as he was saying before, in a kind of sports way, you simply need power and skill.
なので私が今はまだ、私は今28歳なんだけれどももっと年を重ねて例えば30年後今と同じ質のパフォーマンスができるかっていうのはまだわからない。
Yeah, so right now he's 28 years old, so when he's, been doing music for 30 more years and he's a 58-year-old man, he doesn't know what his style will turn out to be.
ただやはり私もミュージシャンなのでできるだけ長くやっぱ自分のトップレベルを維持したい。
Yeah, so up until, or from now on and forever, he just wants to try to aim to be at the top of what he's doing.
なのでドラムの練習以外にも例えばフィジカルトレーニングとかそういうことに対してすごい気を使ってなるべく自分が年を取ってもトップレベルのパフォーマンスを維持できるように。
Yeah, so not only just practicing your instrument, but also taking care of your body in such a way that you can perform at the top level even when you get older.
I agree with a lot with everything that they both said, but especially what Ollie said before. He said playing above what you normally play like 10% above what you play, and because I find that translates very well in both guitar and vocals, because anytime I'm recording something, like making a song, it's not just where I'm comfortable. It's, of course, when you're playing, you're going to be playing what you're comfortable in, but not everything. So I always go outside of my comfort zone in singing, like how high can I possibly go without going into falsetto, or for guitar, what odd or new technique can I just throw into the song, but that sounds good. Not just for the sake of throwing it in there and having it there, but that sounds really good and is different. Just being really, really creative as possible, and making something that's very different but also palatable for the average listener, but also at the same time that's very extreme, either in the technicalness of it or the melody, going outside of the norm of normal melodies. But yeah, and practicing is the most important thing ever. The secret to getting good at guitar is there is no secret. You just have to practice for so long, and it sucks. It sucks. You have to practice every day really slow, then go really fast, practice. And same thing with vocals, practice your vocal lines slow and then do it at the speed of the song, and you'll just feel comfortable. And yeah, practice is the biggest thing to be a musician. Forget about having friends. You have to practice.
They all speak everything, but for me, I think practice, consistency is a good way. Perhaps when you grown up, you have to work. You cannot practice 8 hours a day. For example, when I was young, I practiced 8 hours a day. But right now, I cannot do that because I don't have time to do that. I decide to make that I mentioned before, that I will have a routine that for 1 week I have to do, set list, play the whole set list one day in 1 week, and for other day I can practice like for example guitar exercise something like that think about the solo but everything will go consistency every week as a routine and the one important thing is you guys have to find your own way of presenting yourself for example talk about myself for example I'm in Thailand did anyone see that any people do music like me here no one
Okay.
but I'm still do this since 2007 until now I'm not changing anything I do what I love and I present it with all my power all my energy that I have all my knowledge that I have all my skill to compose to present the work that come from my heart from my soul to present that this is me not someone else something like that that you have to find your own way
Thank you so much for your time ขอบคุณมากครับ Thank you so much
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ อันนี้นะครับก็คือ Melodius Deite กับเซกชันใหม่
ใช่ครับ
ทุกคนนะครับ แล้วก็ติดตามเนี่ยครับอัลบั้มชุดใหม่ Demonology นะครับ หาซื้อได้ที่ไหนครับบิ๊ก
อ่า
อ่ะ
อันนี้ก็สั่งจากทางวงก็ได้ครับ แบบว่าอินบ็อกเข้ามาใน Facebook วงเลยครับ หรือว่า
Facebook ชื่อว่า
ก็ชื่อเดียวกับวงนะค
โอ
รับ
เค Melodius Deite
หรือว่าไปสั่งจากค่าย Artgate Record ก็
โอ
ได้
เค
ครับ
แล้วติดตาม Melodius ยังไงบ้าง
ช่องทางติดตามเราก็เนี่ยชื่อแบรนด์เลย Melodius Deite เนี่ย
โอเค
ก็เซิร์ชไปใน Facebook Instagram
อือฮึ
X Twitter เนี่ยแล้วก็ YouTube นะครับ
โอเค
4 อันนี้ก็ได้
แล้วก็ฝากวง Illusion Force Questbound
Questbound ด้วย
Questbound and I
Iron
on Attack they are all super group thank you so much for your time
Thank you so
Thank you.
much
แล้วรอชมกันนะครับว่าเทปหน้านะครับกีตาร์ไทยจะไปสัมภาษณ์ศิลปินท่านไหนครับ เทปนี้พวกผมนะครับ Melodius นะครับ แล้วก็ทั้งหมดเนี่ยครับ ลาไปแล้วครับ เทปนี้สวัสดีครับ